Well, hello. I'm BNEWS Director Rich Hosford, and I've come down to our weather center with our meteorologist, Peter Brown. Probably you can guess why, Peter. Just a lot of talk about tomorrow being Thursday, this incoming snowstorm, snow disaster, whatever you want to call it, that people are worked up about. What are your thoughts?
Well, I'll tell you, the most interesting thing about this storm has been what's been trending on social media the entire day. Everybody's been calling it this bomb cyclone, which to me is something...
A term I'd never heard before.
It's actually a term I've never actually heard myself, which is, kind of interesting. I'm thinking, don't know who started it, but it seems like somebody put it out there and they just ran with it. And basically, we want to kind of, clarify with people to make sure so they're not, panicked, what's going to happen? Is it going to be the end of the world again? Of course, we get snowstorms in New England like this. But basically what it is there is a term in meteorology, and it's actually called bombogenesis. So it actually has that word in bomb that people have been focusing on, and then the genesis next to it. And it is actually a term, and what it refers to is any low pressure center, so a storm like what we're going to be having tomorrow, that lowers in pressure by 24 millibars in 24 hours or less. So if the pressure falls even further than that, that's what's classifying as type of like an atmospheric bomb is what it's really supposed to be called.
And is that the same root word as, an explosive device, or is it just happens to be the same?
Actually, just like you said, it's pretty much the similar. I mean, they're looking pretty much at explosive development of the storm. So it's really something. So right now, as we're talking right now, the storm is actually still not too far off the coast of Georgia. And if you can believe it, within 12 hours or so, it's going to be almost on our doorstep. So, and as it's coming up towards us, it's just going to be lowering the pressure further and further, which is going to make the winds stronger and stronger and the precip a lot stronger too.
Okay, so bomb cyclone, kind of a play off of an actual meteorological term.
Exactly, and of course, something like that, you get all of the bells and whistles put on the word. They take it, and of course, it's up there in lights before you know it.
Absolutely. Now, the big question, I guess, is, we know storms coming, snow is probably going to fall. How much? There seems to be a wide range of different opinions out there. In your best, estimate, how hard do you think we're going to get hit tomorrow?
I would say, and I'm gonna take a pretty liberal stab at this with the weather and at least how they're looking at the storm developing. The duration, looking at almost a 24-hour period storm with intense snow bands. I'm gonna lay it on the line and say I wouldn't be surprised if we get at the least maybe 20 inches of snow out of
20 inches. Now that's higher as of 5 o'clock this afternoon than most people, the National Weather Service was predicting, for example.
And basically, and the same thing that you just said, there's so many different solutions that are out there right now. We started out this morning with the National Weather Service in our area saying we were going to get maybe 8 to 12 inches. Then we saw it tick up to 10 to 16 just recently, and just looking at the dynamics of the storm. That seems a little bit conservative with how much is going to be happening. So, of course, we have to wait and see what happens. That proverbial, is the weatherman going to be right or wrong? But I'm going to be a stab, get people prepared for it, be prepared, if you can stay off the roads tomorrow, stay off of them. 20 inches should be something, to really think about and say, geez, maybe if I don't have to go out, I shouldn't be out.
Yes, and everyone can follow along on bcattv.org. We're going to have our Storm Center webpage up where, we'll have all the updates, closings, any sort of, we've got safety tips, advice, things like that, reminder to check on neighbors and other people who might be in need. So we have a lot of information up on our website.
It's the best, that's for sure. I'd say in Metro Boston, it's the best, that's for certain.
Well, I appreciate it. I appreciate you coming down and giving us your thoughts.
Hey, my pleasure. It's always a pleasure.
You too. Stay warm.
All right, you too, Rich.
Thank you.